Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
All right, good to see everyone this morning. 8:31, we'll pull the trigger.
Got my kids with.
Call the meeting to order.
I love those old baby pictures.
I was telling everybody I'm a little slow today, so I took a flyer off an e-scooter about a week and a half ago. And the scooter stopped, I didn't. And then it was a battle between my face and the sidewalk won. So I have to say, if you can believe this, I look better than I did, but I didn't want to miss this. So here we are.
Thank you.
No problem. No problem. So
We're all glad you're okay.
yeah, well,
Yes.
thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that a lot. So yeah, it was quite the
Moved.
quite the evening. Quite the evening in the ER in Indianapolis. Yeah. Yeah.
Did you ever spend the night?
Just about, yeah. So, yeah, it was fun. Okay, so first order of business is the minutes from the last meeting. April 6th. God, this time go fast or what?
June.
I just,
Yeah, happy June, everybody.
Yeah, here
well,
we are.
wait a minute. It says April 6th, but it's actually May 4th, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Just trying to see if we're paying attention.
It's because it can't possibly be.
That's right. That's right.
All
right. So you have the minutes there. Anything we need to clean up there? I think they're pretty straightforward.
I'll move to approve minutes with the corrections.
Yes, thank you.
Support.
Any other discussion about that? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions? Okay, minutes. All right, financial reports. I actually had the opportunity to sit down with Ben. Is it Reynolds? Is that the way you say Ben's? Kelly, do you say Ben's last name Reynolds?
Yes.
Ben Reynolds. He's our finance director. Fine young man, a good finance guy. So us two financial geeks sat down for about a half hour and talked numbers. So what I'm trying to get to is, we have this, if you look at page 13 in your packet, that's our normal monthly budget activity. It's kind of what our budget is, what's happened year to date, what the current month activity is. So what I'd like to do is make sure then we have the support for what's in all those spending items. So if you want to look up, for example, what's in operating supplies, Ben has provided sheets before that, which will show you where that money's spent. So if we have any questions about that, we can look at those line items. So that's what I'm trying to get to. And then have the same type of information for the capital fund. So we know where that spending's going against that fund as well. We're going to talk more about that capital fund in a minute when we get to the Court Place Plaza and things of that nature. So any rate, I got a couple of more tweaks I want to make to this to hopefully make it more understandable and provide the backup that everybody would like to see relative to what the actual spending has been. So a little bit of a work in progress, but I think we're just about there. I will circle back with Ben and we'll get that cleaned up a little bit. At any rate, if you look at page 13, that's our normal budget versus actual activity. I think we're tracking quite nicely. We have only 2 months to go in the fiscal year, which is interesting. So we're up through April. I think we're spending in line. I don't suspect we're going to have any problems vis-a-vis our budget for this fiscal year. We've already passed our budget for next year. So we'll be ready to go come July 1. I don't know, any questions about that? Or, I think this is something maybe, when you're bored, you might go back and take a look at.
And thank you for the details. It
Yeah.
was nice just to kind of look through and see that.
Yeah, so these prior pages, there's a lot of line items, but if you wanted to look at any particular line item, you could see, well, we spent money at Ace Hardware, or we spent money at at the Herald for certain items, that type of thing. So we'll do that, and we'll get that also for the we have that also for the project fund. So you can see there are a couple of entries on page 14 for the sign company and Corbin Design and things of that nature. So, all right.
I think the interesting thing would be to check the expenditures against the contracts and see how many extras or additions were added to those, contracts, and then add them all up, because, there's a lot of little go back in terms of $300, $500
Yep,
dollars
yep.
here and there of miscellaneous stuff. And some of that miscellaneous stuff needs, from my perspective, needs to be covered in the contract, provide the service in total, and then we
Yes.
don't have to get nickel and dime together.
That's right. Yeah, no,
Another
That's
filter, I mean, it's not necessary, it's pretty clear the way you got it, but this might be a little.
I
bit
think that's
helpful.
that's a fair point. I mean, when we open up a contract for 20,000, we ought to know we're kind of in that ballpark, or if there's a tweak to it or whatever. What's the when we pass something like that and we approve a contract, do we have I don't know, a buffer a little bit? Or do we have to approve it that way? Like up to, sometimes we say up to X, or is there any contingency? If we say the contract's 20, it should be 20, right? Pretty much, right?
Yeah, I mean, sorry,
Yeah.
the only contract I've worked with you guys is Fairmont with the sign company.
Yep.
And they came in dead on budget, so I can double check
Okay.
with any other ones, but
It's a fair point. I
Yeah,
mean,
for
just to
sure.
make sure that we're tracking, what, again, basically what we approve is what,
yep. and that's-
ultimately happens. So,
Yeah, so
Okay.
Chris, I know, like I said, with Fairmont, with like phase one of wayfinding, they came in.
No, I
What-
think we at the DDA are doing quite well.
Yeah.
That's not universally true in all departments.
Yeah, and I don't-
We're okay.
Yeah, we're okay. I
Yeah.
can't speak to any of the other, I mean.
Yeah.
I think just
hope
as
we're
a,
close.
as a point of order, if we say up to 20, you can't spend 20 and a penny unless
Yeah.
we have a policy that says
I don't
plus
think,
or minus X.
Right.
I don't
But I
think it
mean,
works that way.
technically,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I would have
yeah.
to come back for an
Yeah.
approval to go above that.
For an overrun or an extra or whatever it
Yeah.
is. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, the city historically approves the extras regardless of the contracts.
Sure, I got you. Well, part of it is, your other point's a good one though, Chris. I mean, part of it is also to make sure that when we contract for something and it lays out, you're supposed to do A, B, C, and D, that, we're not ultimately paying a little bit extra for B or C or D, you know what I mean?
And that's the confusion and that's where the issue is. The issue is not in any intentional
Yes,
disregard.
yes.
It's just there's lack of information.
I got you. All right, very good. Anything else on finances at the moment? All right, can we get a motion to approve those?
I'll
So-
make that motion too.
Great, thank you. Any more discussion about that?
I'm sorry, who moved?
Chris,
Chris?
Yeah.
and I'll support.
Great, thank you. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Okay, very good. All right, moving right along. We have monthly reports. We have our retail activity report. And I was excited to see, as after all my discussion about, oh man, what the hell are we gonna do with that big building? It was filled before I could blink my eyes.
Boom.
Right.
So I credit that to the quality of this group is the way I think about it, right?
Sure.
Uh,
Yeah, good job.
Yeah,
You spoke that.
I mean,
into
I just,
existence.
it's so funny. We started these little development discussions. And interestingly, ever since we started those discussions, and we haven't had one in a while, but like people are like flocking to the downtown. We have a handful of vacancies right now, if I'm reading this all correctly, like 4, is that the?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, I mean, it strikes me, given the number of slots we have, that's pretty darn good, huh? I mean, I don't know. I think it is. I mean, there's always some amount of turnover and there's always going to be a little bit of openings, but we still, knock on wood, we still seem to be attracting businesses and other concerns want to set up shop in our town, which I think is terrific.
Yeah, and there's been some shifts, so, yours truly, Elizabeth, is moving. So
Yes.
that opens up a different spot, which, I mean, it's just a shift, but that's a pretty good location where she was too. So, yeah, only having 4 truly vacant spots, I don't think is terrible right now.
Right.
Looked like you were.
I don't know.
And I've been working with some of the property owners, I was in the old, the old Licks right here on Broad. I toured that, with Chris a couple weeks ago just to get an idea of the spot, so if I have any ideas, or he and I have been in discussion about what that could be, and
Yeah.
it's kind of an odd, it's an odd layout of a spot. So just brainstorming on that.
Small,
It's, well, it's small,
but
but it's
small and
big.
weird.
It's
I
like-
looked at it at one time.
I mean, the
Yeah.
kitchen's huge. It's just a
Which,
very
which,
odd.
which one is that, Kelly?
It's the
What
old
number?
Mimi's Cupcakes, and it's like.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sweets
yeah, right,
Treats,
right. Yeah.
it's like right across the street here.
It's a little bit of an odd
Yeah.
location, I think, you know.
What's that?
A little bit of an odd location. I mean, right off the.
I think
alley.
location wise, it would
It's
do
okay.
well,
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
With the right,
but the layout's weird.
Layout is odd.
The
yeah,
retail
yeah.
space or
Yeah.
whatever, the
Yes.
customer serving space is tiny and
Ah,
then everything's
right,
back house.
right.
Yeah.
So
I
so for
gotcha.
the right concept, it would
Yeah.
be perfect. It's just finding out what that is.
Right.
But he and I've been talking.
Yeah.
You know, so, but yeah, I mean, having the giant building across the street here filled.
Oh, my God,
Um,
that's, yeah.
If anybody's listening, please turn on the temp and time thing. That's a joke with City Hall. We relied so much on the temperature and time. Like, that was just like, we all need to know what the temperature is outside.
Yeah,
But-
don't look at your car dash, please.
Right.
Do what?
Don't look at your car dash while you're sitting at the red light. You look
No,
at the
yeah,
sign,
I mean, it's
right?
just what,
Right.
if we go outside, we don't want to know what the temperature is, but, it's a joke. But yeah, I think it's, overall, we're doing well in the downtown with
Mhm.
vacancies. Would love to get, you know, Lee and Birch filled, again, so, but yeah, with Posh coming in,
She had someone at Lee and Birch that was interested.
oh, really?
Mhm,
Oh,
that
good.
came by about a month ago and
Okay.
I thought they were gonna take the space.
That's a
So-
big spot, isn't it?
Yeah.
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 So I can circle back with her and
Yeah.
see if that's still a viability, because I would have thought they would have been here by now.
Okay.
Yeah, that's-
Yeah, with the season started,
Mhm.
you know, it'd be great to get that filled, but
We-
downtown's been hopping,
Yeah.
so.
Do we know anything more about liquor licenses? I know we have a handful floating out there, don't we?
Nope, I've been talking with Corey, at, I just blanked Passion Project, just helping him get that one wrapped up a little bit. There was more stuff that he needed to take. Have you,
I do know the library has run into some delays with the Michigan Liquor Control Commission,
Oh.
so nothing that is amiss or wrong
Oh,
as
wow.
far as we know, but they've just been slow in getting it on the calendar for final approval, so.
Oh, so they don't have a final approval?
They
Oh,
do not yet.
I thought they
We-
did, but.
We have been, we've engaged kind of some of the legislative folks in nudging
Yep.
the MLCC in Lansing, so don't think there's any issues, but they work at varying speeds sometimes.
I'm
Not
sure.
unusual.
Beyond that,
I'm sure.
do we know when they're ready to open and operate?
I don't know. It feels pretty imminent, but
Yeah.
I don't have a date.
Okay.
So
Seems that's been kind of bouncing along for a little while.
2026.
What?
Without getting into a big backstory, they have a number of permits out for approvals in terms of the building.
Occupancy type things?
Yes.
Yeah.
Different categories, different fees for 3 different building permits. And the city's taken a position until everything's done on every permit, they're not gonna approve any one permit, which would give them a leg up on stuff. But
Okay,
that's the
Alright.
same maybe, we're in saying maybe now, we're not in the same.
all right, all right. Well, progress. Kelly, anything we can do to help
I'll
that
talk
along?
to
We,
the
we appreciate it. How many, I can't remember, how many more of these liquor license things that we have? Is it 3 or
we've
4?
approved 5,
5 total.
and I've not heard
So 4 are still outstanding and the library's cleaning theirs up.
2. Well, 2 are moving through the process that I know of. The other 3 I've not heard.
If they've actually applied.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we know that at the city level, they've been approved.
Yeah,
so
understand.
Beyond that
Yep.
is out of our control.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Okay. All right, very good. So-
The Katrina's Kitchen, is that the old beachside deli?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I did just reach out to her last week because I've not heard anything, and I was like, hey, what's happening? And I've not heard back, so.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, looking forward to it. I mean, there's some really cool stuff going on. I mean, it's great. It's really
Fence is
great.
open. I've frequented there more than I care to carb load admit. But I love
For
that.
what?
Huh?
Ben's.
Oh, Ben's,
Oh, I
yeah, I
know.
gotta get over
Oh,
there. man.
Make it stop.
I still haven't been there yet.
You
yeah.
haven't?
Oh.
Don't do
Yeah,
it.
they're
I'm just telling you.
They're terrific.
My
Let me-
team goes there
Their
Do
turn.
No.
it.
Oh,
So I
yeah,
was gonna
just-
say, now, hold on. You should do it.
Yeah, right.
Because that's what our charge is.
Yeah, do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, definitely do it.
Just
It's
be
an,
warned.
it's an addiction waiting to
Yeah, it
happen is what it is.
You've been
Is it?
warned. It's
Yeah.
addictive.
Oh, wow, okay.
Got these almond pretzel.
Yeah,
thing-
yeah,
they're
they got some
sweet.
It's-
I don't know what it is.
Look, my team walks around with a Ben's pretzel cup as they're waiting on customers. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, my gosh.
There you
You're
go.
like, hey, you want one? We got great stuff to sell.
It's a good move though, I think, right?
Yeah.
All right, good to hear. What else, Kelly, on the
Initiative
initiative
page.
sheet? I see a lot of green, that's all. good
Yeah,
stuff.
I mean, everything's kind of rolling.
Kind of moving
just-
along. We're gonna
the-
talk here about
I feel
Court
like we
Place
just
in a
had a
minute.
meeting. Everything's rolling together.
Okay.
Phase 2 wayfinding is in production, working on the maps. So the kiosks are, I don't know why I didn't realize this, but there's maps on them of the
Mhm.
downtown. So I've been working with, Holt on that, Holt Bossy on that. Dana's not here. So those are still in process. That's gonna be probably another midsummer, June, sometime this summer, we'll get those in. Really, everything else, we're just kind of plugging along.
and the opening day for for parking is again
12th,
June 12th.
yep. So
June 12th.
Question on
I
that.
haven't started twitching yet.
The new, and I hope this doesn't cause a twitch, but
Probably
my
will.
question is, the new signage
Uh-huh.
on State Street, and I believe it's on some of the other states, there's an icon
Uh-huh,
and it's got the 3 hour, which I
Uh-huh.
love. Then there's an icon with a hand and a coin.
uh-huh.
So my mind went to, are you now accepting coins? Okay.
So,
I like with all of the people who have been screaming about wanting coins.
I know.
And you've now got a picture of one. I'm struggling with that choice of an icon. The
So that-
messaging, what's the
will-
messaging here? I don't get it.
I will explain that message.
Okay.
We have to use Michigan Uniform Traffic Code signage.
Mm.
That is not our choice. That is the Michigan Uniform Traffic Code.
And they show
MUTC.
it.
I think that's the terminology. And
Wow.
Michigan Uniform Traffic Code is not necessarily up to date on
Wow.
that but it's the
Who knew?
indicator that it is a pay.
Could you have just used the 3 hour and not used the pay
I
icon?
Sue, that's.
I wouldn't assume. I mean, I'm really asking.
Because
I
it's
just,
Michigan, we have to use the
Because
correct
it's a Michigan
signage.
street. It's a
a
street
sign
in
that
Michigan.
but we
it's-
didn't have any of that signage prior.
because We weren't
I don't know
necessarily
what the
up to-
definition is, but
Yeah,
we are
so
up
we
to-
basically weren't following the rules previously, but now we are.
But you couldn't just use the 3 hour part. And I'm not trying to be, but I'm trying to understand the decision and the public
Worked with the
perception. Cause I've already
engineering
had
team
like 5
and-
people ask me about this who are big.
Yeah.
We want to be able to pay by coin and $1. And I'm trying to explain to them,
Yep,
well, I said, I'll check on Monday. I don't think we've gone.
we have not
to
gone
that.
back to it and it says, we'll have signage on the pay stations that says it is, it's the same pay stations as last year. And we thought about that too. But it's
Okay.
what the Michigan Uniform Traffic
It's,
Code
it's.
And
correct.
you-
signage
the,
says.
I'm sorry, the pay stations do not take
Not.
any dollar
No
bill.
cash.
They
No
do
cash.
not
No
have-
cash whatsoever. Okay,
It is-
that's-
it is card
I just
only.
want to know so
Yeah.
that I can
Yep.
train our staff.
I know.
They're
I
all
know, it's,
talking
and
about
we
it.
talked about that and I talked with Emily about it, cause was not,
Well, that's what I mean. It's an
Yeah, I
issue you don't
understand.
need, right? I mean, it's,
What?
there's going to be enough going on with this project. It's just, to me, it's created an aggravation that you really don't need. Or
I
creating-
mean, I don't know that there's an aggravation yet, cause paid parking hasn't started yet,
Yeah.
but I hope it doesn't. There will be signage on there that, says,
Credit only, yeah.
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 The
right.
indicator on that in the MUTC stuff
I'm
is
sorry,
that,
I'm sorry.
that's the indicator. It's just like it says pay parking instead of paid parking. Cause it says pay and not paid. But that's just what the MUTC,
Oh.
I don't know what the
Well,
term is.
but there-
Coding or
there's
if you-
verbiage.
The
if you have-
legal signage stuff.
You have the app.
If you have the app, you don't even need to mess with the stations, right?
No.
Correct.
That's
no,
correct.
Yeah, okay.
No, the app is the easiest thing.
Yeah, because
That-
I've got the app on my phone. I just haven't used it in St.
app-
Joe.
the
I've
app-
used that,
The app is the easiest way to do it.
Yeah.
yeah, I've used it in other towns.
I-
Even better, go by the annual
$50
permit and just be
pass.
done with it.
There you go.
I get it. I don't disagree with you, Sue. I
Yeah.
honestly don't. I just from the city's perspective, that's the choice that was made. So
Public perception.
I
No,
I'm
I-
very aware of
absolutely
it.
understand.
I hear about it every day.
Yeah.
I understand.
Okay, so
I don't
it's credit only, right? Or
It
app,
is.
credit
Card
only
only.
or app or permit?
App or $50 pass.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay.
Yep.
I have to say, I did get I sent you guys a note on this. I got the postcard.
Oh, yeah.
Fabulous.
Getting- I
That's
thought
a
that
great
was
piece. Love
terrific.
that.
I thought that
Yes.
was terrific.
Fabulously done.
And I was able to
Yeah.
do it, effortless.
Yes,
I
excellent
have to
piece.
say, that was very
Mhm.
simple to do. I think that was a nice,
Very
PR
nicely done.
thing,
Yep.
actually.
Mhm.
It'd be interesting to see, you guys don't have these numbers, how many more people apply
Oh, they should have the numbers.
vis-a-vis what you would get normally, because normally you wouldn't get whacked in the head to say, oh, apply for your permit. But now you did,
Yep.
and I suspect you'll get a lot more, but I don't know.
I do know that the numbers are up for
Sure.
Mhm.
the resident parking passes. I talked to Greg Massey, who puts in a lot of the license plates. He said we were up at right before Memorial Day, the numbers were where they were for the season last year, so I
Oh,
think
wow.
people are
Yeah.
taking advantage of that.
Yeah, sure.
But it would be interesting to compare the numbers after the postcard
Yeah,
dropped.
sure.
So see if there's an uptick. We can do that.
I suspect it'll be, yeah.
Yeah, and I
Little
know
more.
that we've sold as of whenever Emily and I went on the radio this last time, we'd sold just about 40 of the $50 passes. So not a lot, but people are starting to kind of take advantage of that. So
40 of them so
yeah,
far.
I mean,
Okay,
it's what it is. So
hey, $2,000. All right,
Any more progress with Marquette? That we know of?
I will get to that shortly.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Or I
On
can
there.
talk about it now. It's up to you. I'll talk about it now.
I just saw it on the,
Yeah, no, for sure. Give me one second. We are still working through the development agreement, with their team. Which just goes through all the ins and outs of building, but everything is still plugging along. Geotech testing is gonna be taking place in a couple weeks, I think, or next week. What's the date? The first. So they're gonna be doing the geotech study in the Apricot lot coming up. I'll send something out to the downtown, just so there's, you're prepared. I'm not sure what's involved in that. But they'll be doing the testing in the Apricot lot, so things are moving forward. So,
yeah, they have, yeah, I think they've got, just about got their financing lined up. Which is
Yep.
a big piece of the puzzle. I don't know when they'll actually pull the trigger exactly,
Yeah.
but, it won't be, it was supposed to be like June 1, which is today. That won't have, probably a couple months, I suspect.
Tomorrow, probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
second, right.
2026.
These
Yeah,
are
2026.
very, very complex deals. with
Yes.
Lots of funding sources,
Yes.
permitting and,
Yes.
all the due diligence stuff. So we have every indication it's on track and, a shift of a month or a week or 6 weeks, like,
Not surprising, actually.
I would imagine they've done like traffic studies and noise studies and all the things that they need to normally do for such a project.
I would imagine so also.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
I can't say for
It's a-
sure, but I'm sure that the team at the city that is managing all the more technical aspects of it is got their checklist and everything's on track.
It's a massive undertaking. I mean, it's-
Yeah, no, it's been, when was the last time St. Joe had a building added to our downtown? I
Of
mean,
that
it's been,
size?
what, 30, 40 years or something?
Yeah,
That would have been in elementary school. And
Yeah,
it's a
right,
long
right.
time ago.
Yeah, it's been a long time. So, yeah.
it's
Yeah,
the big city
I
hall
think
on
it-
the Boulevard. I can't remember which one was built.
Boulevard would have been first.
yeah.
Boulevard would have been first, so.
Yeah, so City Hall. it would
When was this built? 97.
I was
Yeah.
not in
So
elementary
30,
good
30
stuff.
years roughly.
Yeah, it's,
And we're due.
Boulevard was 88. I remember because that's the year my oldest daughter was born.
wow,
So,
there you go.
Oh,
That's the helpful analog, right? It's on the bluff. It's kind
Yeah.
of right in the heart. So
Right.
really it's
Mhm.
been.
Yeah.
It's an exciting thing.
Yeah.
since the, yeah, true.
On that
It's been
side
a
of
minute.
Right, yeah.
I think, when you think about it over the next few years, this Marquette, Main Street, I mean, some massive change is gonna happen here.
Exciting.
Transformation, yeah, very, transformational type things. I think, we step back in a few years and look and we say, wow, pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so. All right, Kelly, what do you want to tell us about, anything, what do you want to tell us about the sign here? I think of that on there. This is the Broad Street sign.
Yeah, so I don't know, a month or two ago, you guys had asked me to look into the big Broad Street sign across the way, and I got the quote. So it came back at 17,491. You approved up to 50 whatever grand. So thank you, but I didn't need that. A couple things that I wanted to just run through. Just to put on your radar, and we'll talk about we'll talk about it on a couple other agenda items, in the future. Emily wants to take this to city commission just to get their okay on it with the design and everything. So I'm probably gonna do that at the next commission meeting. I have concerns about putting it up before we do Main Street. It's something I was thinking about. Just in it getting damaged with all the construction, because it's,
Yeah.
I mean, it's right there. I don't necessarily want to put it off. I'm gonna talk to, I kind of wanted to pick your guys' brain on that and see what your thoughts are on.
What's the setback? Do we know?
I don't know what it is. I know we're not gonna put the kiosk up, I don't think, that is going right there. I talked to Greg Grothuss about that. Who's not here? Because it's
not very
right there on
far.
the sidewalk, and that sidewalk's going away, so I don't know that we're gonna pay to install that kiosk necessarily
Right.
this summer, cause it's
Yeah.
going away.
The sign's going in the same space.
Spot, right.
Yep.
And I don't know necessarily how far back we're, I mean, I know
it's
that
not that
planters.
far off of Main. I mean, what is that?
I-
20 feet? I don't
Yeah,
know.
I,
That's enough,
10
isn't
feet?
it?
my 2 cents worth would be if they hit it inadvertently,
Right.
then they're gonna have to replace it.
Yeah.
And that's fine, I just, yeah,
That's just, I don't, is it
I
our
agree.
decision? It's probably the commission's, right?
Probably.
well, it's your decision to
I
put
mean,
the
we can
sign up.
give a recommendation.
Yeah, it's your sign.
Yeah,
I just,
yeah.
I was just sitting there looking at it and I was like, ooh, yeesh, that's close.
Yeah,
I don't care.
I'd say
Building's just as close as a sign.
yeah.
My-
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say,
Stick
the
out
building.
beyond
hit the building first.
Building might be a little closer.
Yeah.
That's,
Oh,
it's your money. I just
I
wanted to
would,
double
I
check.
would support going ahead with
Me
it.
too.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
I would think. Go ahead.
And then I'm sorry, Kelly, you said a second when you introduced this topic. I think you said that we had approved 15.
50.
Oh, 50.
Yeah, you
Oh.
had approved the remainder of the,
Okay.
which we'll talk about again.
And what was the
Okay.
total on it?
It's 17.5 or
17.5.
under 8, just under
17.5.
18.
And
Okay.
Kelly, I can.
That's
go-
why I was
can go back to
confused.
previous, but the design you were talking about bringing to the city commission, is that in a previous packet? I honestly
Yes.
cannot remember what it looks like. and
Yeah,
I'd
for
like
sure.
to
I
see
can
it.
email that to you guys. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
That'd be great.
Great.
Yep, I'll
okay.
email that to you.
All right.
I should have included that. It looks not too far off from how that one is, but I should have included that. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Okay.
It just fits the other designs of the other signs. I remember.
It's similar. It's kind of
Yeah,
that.
right.
I'll pull it up.
Okay.
my-
So do you need anything from us or we've already approved this, I guess? Yeah, go
No,
ahead.
I
I'd
will.
like to add the 2 cents because I think I
Right.
agree with Kelly. I mean, there's no reason, sooner is always better than later. But by the same token, there's lots of intersection design, curb return radiuses and things that the state dictates. And so now we have to have coins because the state dictates it. But now we're gonna sit there and say, screw you, state, that we're gonna put the sign in regardless of what you're gonna do.
Yeah, yeah.
I think Kelly can check with MDOT and find out, give us the construction documents for that intersection. Because
Yeah.
there might be a better place to shift the sign
That
2
could be.
feet over, 2 feet back or
Could be.
something. And all we've got to do is get their design drawing. So I think she's on the right track.
And you can
in
read
terms of
those
looking-
well, too, yeah.
Look at what we have. to
Yeah,
do.
I think-
Yeah,
I
just let him read them,
just-
right?
I think
look at
that's
those
fair.
MDOT things and I'm like.
Yeah,
I
that
have
would
no
make
clue.
I mean, I don't know when they do this construction, I mean, they'll obviously, they come down broad a bit, I'm sure, to tie it in, right? I mean,
Well,
so,
if it's, once it's located and we do it,
right,
then if they hit it, that's, it
Yeah.
would be their problem, it's not a problem, but there's no reason for us to put it here and find out that they're doing a bigger radius on the curb.
Yeah, right,
instead of-
right, right.
And so rather than being
Yeah.
3 feet
It'll
off
look
the curb, it's
better.
gonna be 2 feet off the curb.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
I-
it's
yeah.
their curb, not our curb,
I
and so
mean,
now we're in the,
it-
now we're in.
You know,
the
we all
argument.
signed, we've had represented, because we own on state, or on Main, I'm sorry, 300 Main, and we had a representative from MDOT approach us. We had to sign off on something because they will be encroaching onto the
Exactly,
property.
right.
So
That's the point.
I think we should check that out before you just go,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
we're gonna put it up and.
Yeah, that
Sure.
makes sense.
And I did talk to Public Works. I'm like, hey, I mean, what if we make it and store it? And he looked at me like I had two heads because it's a big sign.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like one of our little
Yeah,
park
right,
signs.
right.
So, I just want to make sure. I will say that, with all the other funding, we will need to pull a little bit out of the fund balance because we're going to wipe out the 401 fund. I'll talk about
Right.
that in a minute.
Okay.
We'll need to pull a little bit out of the fund balance to pay for that. So, you're fine on funding, but,
Right.
Um,
All right. So
So-
Kelly, we'll leave that to you to
Okay.
kind of connect
So
with
the-
the MDOT guys.
general consensus is to move forward this year.
Depending on what.
Yeah, depending on,
MDOT says.
depending on what feedback you get.
Yeah.
I mean, if they say, boy, I don't know, we'd probably not do
No.
that right now, then maybe we hold off.
My concern would be with holding off unless I can get a commitment from Fairmont would be the price would go up.
That's the
like
other
Brian
reason.
just
Yeah.
said. So that would be my only concern on holding off with, nothing's going down in price.
Tom, do you mind if I just say the synopsis of what?
Sure, please.
Yeah, so it sounds like we have consensus that we'd like to have it installed sooner rather than later.
Mhm.
But we're gonna have Chris look at the drawings in terms of where it's, just for,
Mhm.
kind of our representative to make sure it sits in the right place.
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, we're not changing our position.
Yep.
Assuming nothing is found that's weird, we go ahead.
Yeah,
that fair?
I think that's right. The only thing I'd add is I'd really probably have this discussion with the MDOT guys about, what's their sense? Say, hey, this is the corner. This is where we would normally put this sign. If you guys think that thing's going to be in harm's way all the time, then, it doesn't make sense for us to put it up,
Well, and it's going in the planter and from what I remember, I don't think I don't think it's going anywhere. Chris, we'll have to look at the docs. I don't,
Yeah.
I think it's bigger. I think it gets bigger.
the planter does?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't.
All right. All right. So
We'll
I think,
coordinate on that.
so I think, Kelly, we made this clear as mud for you.
Yep.
Okay. Very good. Yeah. All right.
I
Very
got you
good.
guys.
Okay, next up, I think we want to talk about the Court Place Plaza.
Yep.
Do you want to go ahead on that? Yeah.
Yep, sure. Andrew and I are gonna kind of tag team this one. So, I got quite the history lesson on Court Place Plaza and how
Yes.
this all went, and I know there's some newer members. So I wanted to bring this back around and just throw all the minutes in from all that has been approved over the years. And I think it started actually in 2022, but, I think you brought this up originally, or?
Yeah, we had, sorry.
No, you're
In 2022, we connected with the city commission and DDA to talk about doing some public space improvement projects and pledged 70 or a equal match, a $25,000 match if the city would match that and then the DDA would match that. So there was 75 with the knowledge that there is a crowdfunding tool at the state of Michigan that also will fund up to $75,000 for local projects. Interject at any time, Kelly. So that initial commitment was made. Not long after that, there was in early 2023, a grant program, the revitalization and placemaking program, which was some COVID era money that federal money, the state was pushing out for public space projects, aside from this longstanding $75,000 matching program to get people outdoors and not inside. And so a design was commissioned for all of the 2 blocks of Pleasant Street and Court Place Plaza. That was about $1 million project. An application for that grant was submitted, was not awarded. So at that point, we were kind of back to square one, spent some time engaged with a design firm to come in and do engagement work with the community. There was a open house here with designers and boards up. And what you see on this piece of paper here is the result of that process. That was, I think, late 2023 or early 2024. And in the midst of all the other major initiatives the city's been working on, from TIF plan to the Brownfield Authority, Marquette, parking, et cetera, this just kind of fell down the list. And we had kind of pushed this from our end a little bit back up and said, hey, we'd like to get our funds out the door. Let's try and get this thing moving this year. So we have dusted off this plan, which we really like and think is a nice, modest design for the plaza. When the budget was initially done for this, it came out closer to 200,000. So what we are doing right now is a little bit of value engineering on this to try and get it back to that 150 that we believe, you know, we have committed the 75 locally and that anticipated match from the state. So our team sat down with a group from St. Joe Today and from the city, went through the design. You'll note that it says things like picnic table, lounge chair. It does not have specifications on every single item. So we went through engaged with the team from Landscape Forms, who does all the outdoor furniture in downtown, identified a couple of different options for each of these things, and have kind of selected what we think are the best options that meet the intent of the design. We just need to figure out how many picnic tables and how many chairs and how many of these things we can fit. I can tell you a few things that we don't think will be in the design. The fire pit is likely to not be in, just given the cost and complexity. They are things that are done in public space projects now. We have two over right across the river in Canal Commons. I think the pits are, the fire pit itself, I think those are 20 or 30,000, and then you're dealing with the gas connection and digging up the plaza and a lot more. So we just don't think financially that is going to be able to go into an initial phase. And then we have to figure out the lighting for it as well. There's not really any specs on how the overhead lighting will work, but the concept is kind of the warm overhead string lights that will kind of provide a canopy of glow for any evening events down there.
Yeah, that's great.
So we're headed in the right direction. The wrench that was just thrown our way is that the patronicity program through the state gets an annual allocation. And in the 8 or 10 years that I've worked with the program, the second week of September, right before the state's fiscal year is up, money often dries up. They are down, they are out of money for this fiscal year. So we are pushed into October 1st at this point. We anticipate it will be in the budget, but next year's budget has not yet been passed. That typically happens in July unless there's, a state government shutdown, which doesn't happen in a long time. So our plan is to continue with getting those final selections, really dialing in that budget down to the penny. Cornerstone's team will manage the crowdfunding campaign. And, my hope is that there is a ribbon cut, certainly before the calendar year is up. I don't think it's going to be in shorts and t-shirt weather this year, unfortunately.
Sure.
I don't know, Paul, Kelly, if you guys have anything to add to that, I'm also happy to answer any questions.
So the application for the state grant, Andrew, is that something you make, you have to wait till October 1st, or do you get in the queue, or how does that work?
We have a page set up already.
Okay.
So, I mean, it is a remarkably simple process to navigate. I mean,
Okay.
you go on, you register a page, and then have a discussion with the team. With the MEDC's team, they review the project. They say, go, no go, like it fits the program requirements or not. There is not really a grant application even.
Yep.
So I think I'm very optimistic. I also can't 1,000% predict the future on what happens in budget negotiations. This has been in place for 10 years. There are hundreds of projects that have been funded through this, and it's pretty darn popular. Cities large and small, urban and rural across the state.
Okay. All right.
But there's
What
a
else?
big, you have a wrinkle from a budgeting standpoint that you got to talk about,
Well,
right? Not a wrinkle, but
It's not really a wrinkle. I just,
formality.
yeah, it's just kind of formality. In what you see on the agenda is, so we've continually had $10,000 rolled over out of, the 248 fund, which is your annual budget. And then there's $40,000 out of the capital fund,
Right.
which reduces your capital fund, fairly dramatically, pulls that out of that 50, whatever $1,000 was left that you gave me for the, Broad Street sign. I just want to make sure that everybody's on the same page, that you still want to allocate that $40,000 to Court Place Plaza for this project. You've already approved the $10,000 in next year's budget. But because there's new people, and we haven't talked about that, right? Because I didn't know
We
that.
had already approved both those.
You had approved that in 2023.
Right.
Right, and then, so you approved it, it went to city commission, they approve it because they ultimately
Right.
approve everything out of the CIP
Yep,
fund,
yep.
so I'm just bringing it all back up to the forefront, making sure
sure.
it's cool. With you guys, it's already technically approved, I'm just,
Would you like a formal
Actually, can I just ask some
confirmation
questions?
of this?
yeah, for sure.
I would love to just ask some questions.
Yeah.
One of the things I love about this drawing is that Pleasant Street and Court Street are open.
Mhm.
And which I think could help. But one of the things, I just question, we stopped doing the market on Wednesday nights because of low attendance.
Sure.
And to me, I just question, there's nothing, is there anything happening in those buildings at night? Is there any, I mean, there's, it's a minimal serve over there unless you're taking food from Silver Harbor or you want to grab something from a couple places at the market, but there's so much seating in the market and it's such a cool environment that pretty much everyone wants to hang there. It just makes me wonder if Pleasant Street Plaza is a go, why we wouldn't just invest in something that makes Pleasant Street Plaza rock in the end that it's going to be. I mean, we're forcing people to an area that they don't normally go. It's proven that people don't hang out there, and that's a lot of spend for an area people don't hang. And if we're gonna do Pleasant Street Plaza between Market and 221, and I know we're gonna open the street, isn't there something though that we could do to make that just fabulous when we close it off instead of the work that you and the market has to put into it every time to shut it down? I
lot of
mean,
work.
it seems to me that we would enhance what we're already planning on doing instead of dumping money into a corner for a building, quite frankly, that looks vacant from that side. And I just question the spend, honestly. It just seems to me like we're saying, hey, go to this corner, but why?
I think to your point, people don't go there because it is a,
Is it a chicken or the egg thing?
yeah, I think it's kind of it's a sad little, I mean, it's city owned, it's a city owned property, and it's kind of a
Understood.
sad little space.
It's not very inviting.
Yeah, it's-
That's the way to think about it.
So a contrary view for me
Yeah.
is, if we make it a little nicer, I think it will draw people there, and I go back to what this organization serves, and that is to ensure the vitality of the district that is in the district. And there are a lot of people down there, and I think, having the lovely string lights, and I know we won't get at this point the fire pit, but just given the cost, I also think the relative cost versus when we really do, the rest of it, it's a rounding error in how much it's going to cost to really do that plaza. Because
Yeah.
I think, correct me, I believe you said we've allocated 40,000.
40
Yeah.
Plus 10, yeah.
plus 10.
Yeah, okay, so 50 and 75 from the state, and we need a little bit more, it sounds like. But I just think it's a step in the right direction. I think
Yeah.
honestly, if we take that sort of idea, we'll just let the outer parts of the district sort of go derelict. I think it's worth the investment.
Yeah.
My point being though, but we're jumping over Pleasant Street Plaza to put this in. instead of, why aren't we I mean, do we have funds allocated for Pleasant Street Plaza I mean, if we're gonna shut that, if that's happening,
Yeah.
why aren't we
Is
stringing
it
lights
happening?
there?
Well, I guess I'm questioning,
there's-
tell me more about, I mean, Pleasant Street Plaza, tell me more about what you're saying
My
about,
understanding, right, is that with Pleasant Street Plaza moving forward, right?
for 1 year currently.
Okay, so that's where all we're doing.
We're in a
Yeah.
bridge year right
it's a
now.
bridge
We're in a
year.
bridge
Yeah.
year.
It's a bridge year.
So there's no budget.
Grand plan, there's
No-
no
no
grand
plan
plan.
for
So
that.
this has always been the
Okay.
challenge here. And
Yeah.
to be honest with you, Kelly, I'm kind of with you in a way that I've always wrestled with this project a bit, because I've always thought this is a bit of a half measure, and I've always wanted to do the grand plan, if you will, of Pleasant Street and all that. But the reality is, we've applied for a grant. I think we might have done this a couple of times, actually. And we just weren't successful. So the reality is, we don't have the money. And so the idea, I think, is a good one to, get the ball rolling here with something. And that's been a little bit point of frustration for me as well, because it's like, okay, it's a half measure. But having said that, I think doing something like this could potentially be the impetus to a grander plan that, I think we'd all be very interested in doing. Somehow we got to figure out how the hell to pay for that. But I think ultimately your thinking, I think, is right, but
But there's
we're
no way
just
for
not
this to
there.
expand.
Yeah.
This is a
Yeah.
very tiny space.
Yes.
And if this is gonna take place for outdoor dining on that side, that's great. But it's a very limited space to do that.
Yeah.
And so that's my question.
So I've got a couple of thoughts, if I may.
Sure.
One, I wouldn't let perfect get in the way of possible, right?
Yeah,
There
right.
are
That's
some
right.
Fine.
really
That's right.
cool ideas
Sure.
around, like, European style
Yep.
streets out here on those 2 blocks.
The lunar.
Yes, Lunar.
Lunar.
RF.
ERF, isn't it? I don't know.
Can you tell me what you mean by European style?
WOONERF. Google that and you'll see what we're talking about. So
Yeah,
there's-
But is that pedestrian? Is that walking?
Woonerf it's a street
A level
that is
street.
still vehicle friendly, but it's kind of designed in a way that you don't really feel comfortable driving down it. It slows everything down. It's
Okay.
more pedestrian
Oriented,
friendly, bicycle oriented, that sort of thing. So it almost gives a feel of a pedestrian plaza without actually creating that pedestrian plaza. It gives a way for vehicles and pedestrians to interact and is.
Co-mingle.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's a curbless street. It almost feels like, I'm not sure I'm supposed to be driving down here.
Yes.
You can still have vehicle access when it's needed. Again, this is just one idea. that's
Yeah,
being
right.
Kicked
Right.
around. It could be, there may be interest in doing. So, again, I think this is a small intervention. $150,000 still isn't gonna even get us terribly far on that. So I think the idea is, there's a little bit of build it, they will come. I think,
That's-
from St. Joe Today's perspective, if it's a better space to program, there's opportunities to do more programming there. And I just think it adds activity and some idea that someone's caring about that corner of downtown. I mean, certainly there's businesses there that it's
Mhm.
apparent that they care, but the big buildings that frame that
Yeah.
don't have a ton going. on
Draw,
right
draws people across Main Street, and then
Yeah.
once next year, when Main Street is redone,
Yeah.
it'll be a little more attractive to be able to cross the street. The other thing I'd add is, in terms of the Pleasant Street Plaza, if it ever gets done, I mean, that's $200,000 just in engineering
Yeah.
drawings.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
Oh, yeah, I know.
we're not,
That's-
it's like, it's lunch relative to, that project. And I think that that's a great idea, that project. but
Yep.
We're just
Yep.
not there.
Yeah.
And I don't
Yep.
think that precludes some other things happening earlier on Pleasant Street Plaza, right? I don't know that we have talked about lighting on the first 2 blocks
Sure.
yet. So
Right.
I think that's a discussion that could be had. That's not terribly expensive if you're putting anchors on buildings and spending 10 or 20 or 30,000 on lights. So, I mean, maybe if there's interest with the board, that can, you know, that discussion continues and it's not the all or nothing multi-million-dollar project, but there are some other things that aren't businesses investing that there could be some public
Some
investment.
interim.
Yeah.
So that would
Yes.
make it more appealing to me.
Oh, yeah.
you
I
know.
think this is a,
Yeah.
this is a,
Jumping over what
You
we're
brought
already
up
investing.
programming and I had a question. I agreed
No,
with
it's
that.
a good point.
The one, you know, I,
But-
I tried to go to the Wednesday night markets. It wasn't a lot of action there. I often find when I go to the Pleasant Street Plaza and the Court Street Plaza, that it's very warm. There's a lack of shade.
Mhm.
And I think that's something that should be considered with any design moving forward. But my question is, there are some really cool concerts happening in that area. And who's in charge of the programming for, is Silver Harbor doing that?
Silver
Or St.
Harbor.
Joe Today
I
doing
think it's
that?
Silver Harbor.
Because I think some of those concerts, I'll find out about it after the fact, or I'll hear it and maybe walk over, but there's some really good bands and musicians they have. And I wonder if that could be expanded or we could help promote that in some way.
I'm going to defer to the other partners in the room
I-
on that
Okay.
one. So.
Do you want,
Yeah, Silver Harbor, coordinates all booking of their own band. So,
Okay.
So they're utilizing that space for bands?
yeah, it's great. My band's played there a couple times.
Interesting.
It's flat.
You have?
It's a really great spot.
Oh,
Oh, I
yeah.
didn't know
Is it
that.
good
Oh, that's
acoustics
cool.
Because of the building?
But Jamie and Mike coordinate and book all of that and pay all the money and they set up the tent. It's their electricity, it's their,
Yeah.
it's their infrastructure that's making that space into a concert venue.
Yeah.
We are pivoting from the Wednesday night market to family night at the plaza, which will be the same set of weeks that Wednesday night market would have been, but we're moving from a 15 to 20 vendor block event to two programmed folks that we're going to pay to do some family programming, whether it's a magic show, or whether it's like an instrument petting zoo or kid-oriented concert type of thing. We're going to do family focus programming in Fort Lake Plaza. And then hopefully that family night concept will start to trickle into the rest of downtown.
Yeah.
And I found locals night.
Do you know,
That's
do
great.
you have a planned start date for that?
Yeah, it's the second week of July. So the
Okay.
Wednesday after 4th of July is when we plan to start.
Okay.
so Paul,
I'll see if I can't maybe,
That,
I might be able, I have some connections at that corner restaurant there. I might be able to do bring your dog to dinner night the same night and,
that'd be
That'd be
cool.
fun.
That'd
you know,
be
try
cool.
and expand it even more.
Yeah, and to do like, especially on that side and with our solicitor partners, doing a specific like Wednesday night cocktail or a Wednesday night menu that's family style or family oriented. There's some really cool opportunities there around that family night concept. And I think, in years to come, especially with big projects coming and new events being really hard to conceptualize right now. So they want to add that restaurants and the social district partners we could do on the west side of King too.
so I think the way to think about this is, it's a step in a longer process, right? We get the ball rolling and, we have yeah, go ahead, Paul.
So
Sorry,
one
Chris.
more thing, we love Fort Lake Plaza, it's embarrassing to throw events there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fair.
I
Yeah,
hear
fair.
your point, it's turning into like.
Yeah, fair enough.
Frankly, for our
Yeah, that's fair.
community, of any kind of minimal investment, even if it's just in Roundup, that's a long way
Right.
to make that. And I know they spray it twice a year. I talked to Greg about it. I've been a mosquito on his arm for a long time about that. But whatever we can do to make it a more attractive place in this community, like
Is a plus, yeah.
we shouldn't forget about that.
Yeah.
Part of the district.
Yeah, it's part of the downtown district and it's publicly funded space. Taxpayers money are going to that. If I'm a taxpayer that's walking down there and I see all those weeds growing out of that arcade.
I think.
Yeah, go
I
ahead,
have
Chris.
had my 2 cents. It takes a long time to raise a village.
Yeah.
We've been working on this
Yeah.
for longer than
Chipping away.
this plaza. You've already heard in terms of the conversation, all the things that are being planned that could happen. And then getting back to what Ann said, doesn't have to be perfect in order to start. And this goes back further than that. If you remember the parking lot on Church and Pleasant, the direction of the parking lot was geared towards Pleasant There's a bus stop collection point on that corner that walks down past the rectory, past the building into Court Plaza.
Yeah.
Along the same lines as we were looking at this, we've got the crossing, the temporary crossing to get across Main Street because that was a big barrier. Now we've got a temporary crossing and we've got plans with MDOT.
Permanent.
And
Yeah.
5 years ago, we talked to MDOT. I don't think we were talking to MDOT, but now,
Yeah.
all those things are coming together. And what started it? What started it is if we want to increase commercial development in St. Joe, where's it gonna be? On State Street, on Lake Boulevard, where's it gonna be? The only thing that's happened in the last 10 years is a couple of crazy people from the market and from 221 and Copper Part and Silver Harbor, all those crazy people came over and started spending money over there. All right, I don't know why they did that, but they must have seen something in the future.
Little crazy.
That we're trying to emulate and we're trying to connect. And so all these things that we're doing are the connective tissues that are making this possible. So just because we have a little bit of glitch in terms of the political pressure in terms of parking, which throws into question the Pleasant Street and Court Street, no parking, and all the things that the whole village is being harmed because again, it's just Robert and Deb who have been spearheading this from the very beginning. So we can blame it all on them if that's what we choose. But if we want to look at the bigger picture, please, let's not change the direction that the DDA has established for at least 5 or 6 years. And we're moving forward. And these are the little pieces. It's not, the first plan is not the perfect plan. It's all the steps along the way. And so by not priming the pump and moving forward, we lose all the opportunities that people are looking for. And this will become one of the few, of the next couple of years, this will be one of the few places that St. Joe today is going to have to be able to program places because everything else will be under construction. So again.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Stay the course. Let's keep moving this way. It's not perfect, but it's the right step forward. And it's the right thing that we should do.
I appreciate that, Chris, but let's not confuse that with having anything to do with pay to park. It doesn't. This is just some good questions from someone who wasn't here for part of the process.
And I'm Kelly, I'm not lecturing you or anyone. I'm just sitting there and saying, these are things to look, because again, think of it more globally. Where can we get a 20-30% increase in commercial activity in town? And it's going to be in this area.
East of
Because
Main.
all of these buildings over here have alternate uses. And what's going to happen now that this is the Southwest Michigan? I mean, people are going to be there.
Yeah.
Okay, and when we redesign the parking lot properly to get the direction into that plaza, to get into this connection, okay?
Yeah.
Then you're amplifying. Every little step contributes to a bigger step. And again, that's the philosophy we should continue to pursue, as we have for at least 5-6 years.
Appreciate that. All right. Kelly, what do you need anything? I mean, we've already approved this and we've approved the funding and everything. And now I think the only issue is execution. And that then brings up, I believe,
I
The next
don't
topic.
think I needed any action. I just wanted
yeah, it's an
that
effort, right,
discussion to happen
right. Get
and make
everybody on the
sure
same page. That's
like,
right. That's
Kelly,
right.
that's so
Yep.
that everybody was new. I knew you and Alex.
Yep.
I wasn't here in 2023,
Yep.
so I learned a lot
Sure.
about what happened too. So,
So,
I
now
think-
in execution, Cornerstone has graciously agreed to
Well, so-
basically coordinate this project.
move forward to the
course.
next agenda
Yeah,
item,
yeah,
Mr.
yeah.
Chairman, and
So-
we'll do that.
Yeah.
So we have a professional services agreement that I will be taking to City Commission whenever our next meeting is. And I just wanted to, that I would like some action on. It is a draft because we just sent it back to Andrew with a couple changes. I would just like your support on that, so that I can say the DDA supports this, contract moving forward. Your recommend.
So basically, if I understand this correctly, Cornerstone, Andrew and his team will basically manage the execution of the Court Place Plaza upgrade.
Correct.
With support from the public services team or
Sure,
public works team,
sure.
et cetera. with
Understood.
physical stuff.
Yep.
We're, the financial stuff will run through us with the state and
Okay.
it's all kind of laid out in here, what we will do. So we will provide coordination with support of the city, from the city.
So Kelly, you're looking for us to basically recommend to the city commission that, we engage, Cornerstone to
Yep. It's
manage,
just like with a lot of things. I mean, it's-
manage this project for us. I mean, that certainly makes a lot of sense. I think we're appreciative that some third party is
I
willing
understand.
I
to
am.
The
take
fee that
control.
we will pay, and I think it says 50 grand here, the fee that we're paying Cornerstone a fee to manage this process.
Yes.
And then that 50 comes out of what budget?
So 10 of it comes out of your annual budget
Okay.
and 40 comes out of your capital.
And I want to be clear that we are not getting any fee off
Mm.
top.
Right,
Those are simply
right.
the funds that will be spent.
Oh, okay.
for-
So it's
Yeah.
Oh,
it's passed through.
Yeah.
There-
Yeah,
there-
you're
It's an
gonna,
expenditure.
yeah, you're gonna use that money to buy stuff.
For,
Yeah.
for the
Right.
work itself, the
Yeah.
work you're doing is basically gratis.
I mean, we have a contract every year with the city. for all our-
Separately,
Right.
separately, but this particular activity, there's not like we're gonna pay $10,000 extra for you to do this work. You're basically gonna do it gratis based on arrangements you already have with us.
Correct.
And the 50,000 is just part of our funding.
Yeah, and it's all laid out. in here.
Yes.
That's
Okay.
all
Yes.
tracked, And it will all be project costs. There's no
Yes,
staffing, no overhead, anything like it.
yeah, gotcha.
I, for one, am happy that they're taking. on
Oh, no,
I'm
I think it's,
sure.
we're grateful that they're willing to do it. I mean, it allows us to, focus on other things. I think that's terrific. We appreciate that. I don't know who came up with that idea, Andrew or whatever. We appreciate it. I don't know, any questions on this? I mean, it would seem someone's willing to help us with this.
Oh, yeah.
You
Well, I
know.
think, Andrew's attendance and the things that he's alerted us to the last couple of years,
Oh,
it
yeah.
it certainly is a product that we're getting from Cornerstone that we didn't have prior. We didn't have.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So
sure.
he's
I think it's
very
terrific.
involved.
Totally appreciate your expertise.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do we need a motion?
Yeah,
for
yeah, I
this?
think we need a motion to basically say that we are going to recommend approval of the professional services agreement which Cornerstone has ultimately derived. I
It's
guess.
just nice that I can say the DDA
Yeah, that we're
recommends
supportive.
approval when I
Yeah.
take these things to commission.
I will make the motion as Tom stated.
Yeah. Second, someone?
I'll second.
Sue, thank you. All right, any other discussion about this? Any? All right, all in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? All right, very good. All right, very good. Thank you, Andrew, and thank
Yeah.
Cornerstone for us. We're grateful
Yeah.
for the help and the support. And look forward to Workplace Plaza in the fall, late fall.
And that was an October 1 start,
So,
right?
yeah, right, that's right.
And there's certainly plenty of work that'll.
Oh, yeah,
it'll-
right.
the Switch gets turned on.
Lay a pipe, yep, you'll
They
lay a
work
pipe for it.
fast.
Right.
Yeah, great.
The crowdfunding switch, not the switch for the lights on October.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, I assume initially, Andrew, you'll develop some type of budget and then determine how much more money you need. I mean, I'm hoping that's not too big a number, but I don't know.
So our belief is that, we're gonna work from that $150,000 number.
Right.
About 10,000 was spent on
Design
this
work,
Design
Yep.
and the design that was done to apply for the $1 million grant.
Yes,
I think we
yes.
can find a way to get back to that
sure,
150 baseline.
okay,
If we're able to raise more, then we get 6 benches instead of 5 benches, or
yeah, right,
Right,
whatever.
right,
We
right.
will have kind of a set of cherries identified that we can put on top if we get some additional funding.
All right, terrific.
Yeah.
All right, very good.
Can you share with us, what involvement did Cornerstone have, with the Riverwalk over in Benton Harbor next to the apartments? How much of that did Cornerstone?
I mean, we manage that whole project. I mean, certainly with Avonmarsh, I mean, they are the engineers and, but I mean, from day one, that project was our idea. And we sat and did all the design work and kind of directed that.
It's cool.
Fabulous.
All the projects.
Love it.
Very
So
cool.
Love it. Very
half the job here that they did there.
Yeah, yeah.
Go look, if you haven't
We
seen it,
want
go
just
look at
like
it.
that.
Yeah, just like
You
it.
can find
Very
another
good.
1.8
Yeah.
million.
Anybody wants to write a check?
Yeah,
So
right,
I
right.
will.
All
Chris,
gifts are appreciated.
I appreciate the note on that. And, our goal with that project was to kind of demonstrate the level of polish and design that we can bring to riverfront spaces in
Yeah.
Benton Harbor, in St. Joe, and across Berrien County. I mean, just that little kind of small
Mm.
800-foot space was $2 million.
Wow.
But this
Wow.
is not cheap, but it is worthwhile, and we think we can have a best-in-class
Mhm.
waterfront here.
It's mind-boggling, the cost of stuff, but it, you know, it is what it is, you know, I mean, and that's always the thing you're challenged with, is finding ways to pay
Hey,
for these different things.
talking about costs, shifting
Yes,
to,
please.
impactful activities that don't cost us anything, but, sweat equity. I haven't walked over there. I will do that after the meeting, but Paul or anybody who's been over to Court Place Plaza, I mean, is it usable right now, or is it completely trashed? Do we have any kind of a commitment
up.
from the city that they could spend a couple crew, some crew people over there picking up? Or do we need to organize a good old fashioned for 3 hours?
Work
If
day.
kids are looking for
Volunteer,
volunteer
yeah.
opportunities, or
Yeah.
could the citizenry help, or could we help
Yeah.
to clean it up so at least it's usable before we get into any of these improvements?
Yeah, I mean, it's usable, it's in the condition that we've used it in the last how many years, it's just there's stuff growing between the bricks, there's stuff growing, it's just kind of,
It's overgrown.
yeah, it's not on the priority list, right? It's not used the way other parks are used, so it falls down, the flower can be changed, the island is down Main Street, or the pots could be moved up in the street, the sign would be put in, parking sign would be changed out, like all those projects get priority, this is what I'm hearing, correct, and it's
Yeah.
fully reasonable.
Yeah.
So we just need to give them a reason to put the effort. I've been told that they do weed killer twice a year in there between the bricks. I'm not sure how effective that is. But I mean, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's not horrible. It's not. Evil.
Could be better.
or anything like that.
Could be
It's just
better,
like,
yeah.
yeah, it's for St. Joseph, for a town
Yeah.
that prides itself on the way it looks, the way it presents itself. And I just think we're missing the rash under the t-shirt over here.
Well, I've said the same thing about the alleys. I mean,
Yeah.
you have to be
Low-hanging
intentional
fruit,
about this
yeah.
stuff. It might not seem like a big deal, but that's what I'm trying to get at. Is it something where we need to
Yeah.
organize a cleanup, or does the city have the capacity to help us with that, or do we need to take that on? I mean, there are DDAs, I've seen them on Facebook. There are DDAs that go out and they have these kind of cleanup days. And so maybe, I mean, I don't know, but I would be
I
willing
organize
to.
them in Benton Harbor at that
Yeah, I mean, I'd be
location
willing to
often.
organize, or, maybe we get
How's the
somebody
turnout?
to kick in
How's the
work gloves
turnout?
and good trash bags, but
Yeah, yeah.
if we're gonna talk about making an investment in this area, it seems that the least we could do is get rid of the weeds and the trash.
I don't want to step on Greg's toes. I trust his system. I trust the way he works, and I don't.
I can't imagine he would mind if we,
I can't imagine.
cleaned up
either.
over
So,
there.
Sue, you and I,
Let's talk.
Let's get offline. and,
Okay, sounds
and
good.
kind of see
Yeah.
Where, and maybe we drag in that conversation. I think the alley behind Thornton's is another great opportunity, probably the most pressing one, because there's a parking lot that you have to walk through
Yep.
that alley to get to.
Mm,
And it's probably the worst.
Yeah.
of all
Pretty
of them.
gross.
Well, it
I'm not blaming
stinks.
any one person.
Ours isn't great either.
No, it's not, but at least it doesn't stink.
Yeah.
That, a day and a half worth of work.
Okay.
so in Benton Harbor, we post it on our page,
Mhm.
and their DDA posts and a few other people
Mhm.
post, and I don't know, probably sometimes 20-25 people show up for
Couple
5-6 hours.
hours.
Oh,
Yeah.
long time.
Yeah.
And we always provide coffee for anybody who's
Nice.
working, and happy to do that. So, I think it's just a matter of picking a date and posting it, and cross your fingers.
I think it's a good idea. I mean, there's no reason we can't, do our part, I guess, to improve these things,
If you guys wanna keep me in the loop, we
For
can
sure. Yep.
coordinate things.
You guys will check in with Greg. I mean, maybe it's a coordination with them, maybe they can
They've got a
allocate.
schedule, they've already got it planned.
Yeah, or maybe they could allocate somebody to us
Yeah.
conceivably. I mean,
Okay.
we
Yeah,
can
we could, yeah.
provide the horsepower, I guess, to make it happen.
Don't wait too long if we need plants, so.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. Paul, what else? Anything else, St. Joseph today you want to communicate to us?
Summer's
Off to the
Here.
races, right?
It happened.
Right?
Yes, it did.
The bluff has been packed last weekend. Lighthouse tours are rolling, we had 350 people in week one for the lighthouse.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Wow.
How many?
Wow.
350.
Wow.
Wow, wow, wow.
Before this all happened, before the season started?
This is Memorial Day weekend.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm just unclear.
And that's Saturdays only, right? The lighthouse
That's
tours?
Saturdays and
That's a lot of people.
Oh,
Wow.
not
That's a
Sunday,
lot of
just
people.
Saturday.
Wow.
Just Saturdays only.
That's
We-
exciting.
We could do more if we had more volunteers, like.
Uh-oh.
open up, we just don't-
Or lighthouse
Trying to
experts.
fill the spots we have right now.
You had 350 people in one day?
Wow,
2 days, yeah,
wow.
That's,
wow.
How big are the
That's-
groups?
I
You,
don't have Saturday's numbers because Danny's in the office yet. So,
how many people are you taking a group, like 15, 20 or kind of thing? Or-
yeah, I mean, it's a rotating,
Ah, right.
you just show up.
Ah,
If you
right.
wanna you climb, if you, I mean, it's free to enjoy.
It's-
wow, that's cool.
If you've not been in there, it's impressive.
Yeah, I haven't-
It's-
I haven't. I
it's-
need to
oh,
check
you
it out.
gotta, you gotta go.
Yeah.
It's very
I
cool.
mean, we can do a private thing.
We should
too.
do a
It's very
DDA
cool.
tour.
We can do a DDA
Yeah.
tour.
Let's do
It's
it.
really neat, actually. Yeah. All right.
Maybe our next meeting should be remote.
We'll do it up in that park where.
We had
Somebody bring a
antiques coming
camera.
This weekend, so we had the artisan fair this last weekend, I think it was back down here.
It was busy.
Yeah.
It'll be busy again this weekend with farmers market on Saturday.
Oh, yeah,
Excellent.
farmer's market, that's right.
Nice.
That's antiques this week, right? Yeah, great. Thank you. All right, very good. Let's see, public, yeah.
Form one line.
Are great.
All be
Yes,
heard.
thank you for being here. We appreciate that. Board member comments. Anybody have any?
Yeah, I do have one.
Please,
I
please.
was gonna save this and just have a side conversation with Kelly, but, given your tragic, announcement at the
Yeah.
beginning, and actually Kelly and I did have a brief conversation, I think.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, might have been somebody else. I don't know. Anyway, correct me if I'm wrong, but downtown St. Joe, on the sidewalks, no bicycles, no skateboards, no e-bikes. That's a question.
Don't think so, but I'll double check with.
Yeah, that would be great. Here's my,
Yeah, you
I
can't
have
I'll
a,
send a text real
well,
quick
you know,
downstairs.
I just read it.
It's a fair.
I've
it's a-
seen a
Last
sign
week-
that says no skateboards.
Yeah, I think we
Last,
do.
there used to be, and it may or may not still be there, because I know that they just did sort of a signage sweep.
Yeah,
There used to be down at I forget the name of your cross street, Elm. At Elm and State, there used to be a sign there that said, I think it said no skateboards, no bike. Anyway, there was someone last week, two someones on the Brooklyn Bridge. There was a head-on collision between a bicycle and an e-bike.
Ooh.
E-bikes, if you've ever been to New York, there is a bicycle lane
madhouse.
on the Brooklyn Bridge, which
Madhouse.
it's lots and lots of people go do that.
Yep.
E-bikes are not allowed.
Yeah.
Head-on collision, both involved died on the spot.
Gosh.
Holy
Oh,
cow.
wow.
So, and now.
That was where?
Right.
Brooklyn in New York,
Oh
on the
my
Brooklyn
God.
The
Bridge.
Brooklyn Bridge. Yep,
Yeah.
yep, yep.
So, and then I assume, it sounds like you were on a sidewalk.
Well, what in Indianapolis, it's a little different. They actually have this cool path that goes all the way around downtown. I
Yeah,
don't know if you've ever seen it. It's very cool.
I have, yeah.
And I was going to get on the path, and there's it's level, but next to it is a curb. It kind of goes up like this. Well, I hit the curb part instead of the level part, and that way. But
Oh, I thought you said you were hit by an e-bike.
no.
Oh,
I
I'm
was
sorry.
riding one of these electric scooters.
Oh, you were riding,
I
okay.
was riding. Yeah, not very well,
Yeah.
actually, but.
So we need to protect our citizens from people like Tom.
Yes, absolutely.
Was Judy okay?
Kind
Are
of
you
where I'm
seeing
going.
bikes on the sidewalks?
Yeah, well, there is a guy that most people are aware of who he loves apparently to draw attention to himself, and he does it year round. And he pops wheelies.
Yes, right.
And he just rides around the
Oh, yeah.
sculpture right across from, at Pleasant and State
State,
on
yeah.
the east, across
I
from
love St.
us.
Joe. He does
Yeah,
that.
and I see him out there, and there's kids walking around and people eating ice cream, and it is simply dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He almost hit me like a week ago.
Yeah, and-
Does it on the sidewalk?
Oh, yeah, he
Oh,
goes,
yeah. He's
he
showing,
goes,
he's tricking. He's-
Yeah,
he goes
yeah.
around the,
Right.
and by the way, he's not
Good.
15.
No,
No, no, I know who you're talking about.
He's-
I know.
yeah.
He
I know who you're talking about. I've seen him on the
I
plaza.
don't know his name. And anyway, I read this
Yeah.
article about I used to spend a lot of time in New York, so
Yep. I know what you're talking
read-
about.
And
It's brutal.
you know, so I read,
E-bikes
I
are brutal.
still am in touch there, if you will, but, and then when you said it
Yeah, right,
and
right. No, I think
I saw
it's a-
this guy the other day
It's a fair thing. I mean,
wheeling
you
around
know.
right across, you probably seen him.
I mean, I guess one of the things we probably have to see is, how complete is our ordinance?
Right.
Does it
Oh, yeah, it's an
really,
ordinance thing for sure.
does it really
That's outright
cover all this
software.
latest, technology kind of
Yeah,
stuff?
and then
Interestingly, on the e-bikes, Mackinac Island has banned
I
e-bikes.
saw that.
I'm
This
sure,
year.
I'm not
They were having a
surprised.
real problem because everybody, of course,
Switch to
nobody,
those.
nobody heaven forbid
Yeah.
wants to ride a real bike, right?
Right.
And so this year, they banned e-bikes.
So the e-bikes and I was just,
25 miles an hour.
yeah, the
E-bike go
e-bikes are
25 miles an
going,
hour.
and I have seen them on stage.
Oh, my God, you go like a.
People just flying
cloud,
down
yeah.
the street, weaving in and out.
New York,
So-
New York is terrible. My son lives in New York. I go there quite a bit. And
Yeah.
the bike lanes in New York are very dangerous.
Yeah, and West Side Highway.
If you don't
look
watch
both
where
ways,
you're
you're gonna
going.
get hit.
Sixth Avenue. I mean, the
Really?
busiest places in New York, Sixth Avenue is like, one of the busiest streets there is.
If you ever go on West Side Highway
Yeah,
too.
they have these bike lanes and, it's all the delivery guys, food
Yes, yeah.
guys, package guys,
Couriers.
couriers.
So anyway, that's my
Anyway,
only,
yeah, so it's a good, so we ought to just check and see what.
I think we need, and if there
And
isn't,
then an enforcement thing, I mean.
yeah, I was gonna say, if there isn't, it seems like
Yeah, yeah, right.
that could be something for us to
Yep,
push.
yep.
Yeah, I was gonna say Brian's exactly right. So I've had probably like 3 times so far this year when I close up at Fuzzy Butts, it's kind of like inset there.
Yeah.
And then when you walk out, you gotta look because I see kids on the scooters, the
Yep.
e-scooters just
Mhm.
flying by.
On the side.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
on the
oh.
sidewalk, yep. Yeah,
I
all
would
the time.
say I see
A
them
lot
on the
too.
sidewalk more
Yeah,
than in the
it's
street.
dangerous, yeah.
It just makes me nervous. Some of the buildings with the old glass, like Chocolate Cafe, and they'll touch it and you see the whole glass wave and I'm like, ah, I think of a
Yeah.
guillotine. It makes
gosh,
me
yeah.
nervous.
Yeah, I think we need to do something
Probably gotta
sooner
tighten
rather
up
than
on
later.
there.
And
Yeah,
if the ordinance already exists,
That
God
helps us
forbid, it's
enforce,
just
it
another
helps us say
sign,
something
but
at least.
yeah,
Well, and is it complete, because, do we leave loopholes for, I
yeah.
don't know.
Well, like e-bikes, my guess is it probably, if
Probably
there's an
doesn't-
ordinance, it probably doesn't say
Doesn't
anything
call that
about.
out, it might just
'Cause
say
they didn't
bikes,
exist.
say, well, no, this is an
Good
e-bike,
point.
right?
I will follow up after the meeting with,
Yeah,
uh,
okay,
everybody.
very good,
I
thank
see.
you. That's a good,
You
it's a
had
good
something
issue.
to
Thank you.
say.
What else?
Can-
Anybody
can I
else?
Provide just a tiny counterpoint to this.
Yeah,
So
sure.
the safety thing is a big thing. I would just encourage going too far on the punitive side on
Yeah.
stuff like if kids don't feel welcome in your downtown,
Yeah,
they might not come back when they graduate college. That's
Yeah,
a real
yeah, I got
thing.
you.
Like places that are like super hard on, every kid on a skateboard or a bike, like there's a balance.
yeah.
I agree.
There's also real danger about the stuff you're talking
course,
about and
of
people
course, yeah.
don't get it. But
Mhm.
that's
Yeah,
me as
it-
someone who's young at heart. saying
It's a
that,
tricky,
so.
it's a tricky thing.
Yeah, I don't know if it
Well, state
necessarily
streets
needs to
for
be punitive, but just a matter of, hey,
It's
kids.
a safety thing.
Get to Lake
A
Boulevard.
warning.
Yeah, it's a safety. thing.
Yeah, something,
I think motorized anything is a distinction that's worth the consideration.
Yeah.
here. Like, it's one thing if a kid pumping a skateboard down the sidewalk doesn't know the rule, that's pretty benign, but
Mhm.
I mean, these bikes that are following
Oh.
bike rules and not car rules. are
Right,
going
yep,
70 miles
right,
per hour down
yep.
the Road and not stopping at stop signs or crosswalks.
Yep.
Obviously, it's
Yeah.
up to the city in terms of how they would word any ordinance, but frankly, I'd rather have a kid on a skateboard now.
Yeah.
You're right,
You know.
right, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Let's encourage that and discourage the other.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right, right.
How do we do both?
All right, anything else, board members? There's one thing that I forgot to mention when I was talking about this finance stuff. One of the things that I talked with Ben about, it's not really relevant, but will become relevant, is the TIF funding and how we kind of manage that and track it and utilization and all that. So it hasn't really kicked in yet, but it will in next year's budget. So I had some conversation with them about how we kind of how we manage that. It'll start out little, so it won't be that big a deal, but
One more step in the right direction.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't.
No
when
question.
We started
Yeah.
this 6 years ago, we didn't have that. Now
Right.
we're building
That's right.
opportunities.
That's right.
We need to take advantage of all of those tools.
Tools,
toolboxes, as
absolutely.
Andrew would say.
so part of it
We
is,
actually have the future ahead of us.
yeah, so part of it is how we portray it and manage those funds and how, access to it and all that. So anyway, I'll stay on top of that. All right. Anything else for the good of the order? No? All right, I guess I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So moved. All in favor?
Support.
Aye.
Aye.
Very good. Thank you. Thanks very much. We had delivery tonight, right? You had delivery tonight?
Week or two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And webinar for all.